Hi again, this is Adam Musa. Thanks for clicking through. I promised that I'd let you know some of the mistakes that I saw dentists do again and again and again when I shadowed them. So let's begin. The first thing is that they'd ask, so where does it hurt? Now, the thing about that question is that basically it gets the patient to focus on the pain, and by so doing, they basically eliminate all their comfort. So you've got a full body and the pain is only in one part of the body, one or two teeth. What happens is by focusing on the tooth or where the pain is in their mouth, they forget the rest of their body, and by so doing they think that there's nothing but pain. They eliminate all of the comfort and only focus on the pain, and what that does is it gives them a sense that the pain is multiplied, is that the pain is now worse than it was before. The other question or the other mistake that I've seen dentists do is that they'll say, right, hi Mr. So-and-so, what's the problem you've been having? Now, the word problem is the problem. If you focus on the problem or if you focus on the pain, and that's the first thing that you say to a patient when they walk in, what happens is that you box yourself into the box that we title problem solving. Okay, so that means that once you've eliminated the problem, once you've eliminated the pain, once you've got rid of the ugly tooth, that's it. You've made yourself redundant because you're only there to solve problems, and you're the one that's told the patient that when they first come in. Now, with most dentists, they'd actually like to help the patient further. They'd like to give them aesthetic treatment. They'd like to give them a bridge. They'd like to do all sorts of things that will enhance not only the way that their smile looks, but their confidence and therefore their career and the way that they are socially and at business and at work, etc. So it's a big deal. But because you've boxed yourself into a problem, what you basically said to the patient is, look, only come to me when you have problems. Well, once you've finished the problem and then you turn around to them and you say, I think this will help you, if it's not a problem, they'll feel like you want to sell something to them or that you want to trick them. So stop shooting yourself in the foot and stop asking, what's the problem you've been having? Ask something like, how can I help? I mean, that alone is a lot better than saying, right, well, what's wrong? Or what problem you've been having? Or where have you been hurting weeks? The other thing I noticed is that before a patient undertakes a treatment, if the dentist feels that there might be any pain, it might be an injection, it might be that they're pulling out a tooth or anything like that, they'll say this might hurt a little. Now, in hypnosis, that's called a suggestion. Okay, we want to give positive suggestions, not negative suggestions. If you tell someone this might hurt a little, they all of a sudden start to expect the pain, and when you expect the pain, you do something called hallucination. You hallucinate what it's going to feel like, and the second you think about pain, you feel pain. Okay, so now what you've done as a dentist, if you say to someone this might hurt a little, what you've actually done is you've taken the actual pain that they might feel due to the procedure, and you've added to it imagined pain. So you've just shot yourself in the foot. More mistakes that I've seen dentists do is, and I hate this mistakes more than anything else, they'll say to a patient, lift your hand if it hurts or if you want me to stop. Now, the dentists that say this, I know that you might have been taught this at university. The problem is that when you do that, you're giving the patient control. You, the dentist who studied for years and years and then worked and had so much experience, you're giving your patient control. When you're the expert, you're the one that should have control. Why would you do that? Now, I know that you might have been taught in university that by doing so, you're establishing some form of trust and you're letting the patient know that everything's okay and that they're in a safe environment and whatnot. But the thing is, I've seen this with my own eyes. The patient will lift their hand before you've touched them. Now, because of what you've been taught, you might think, oh, they're testing me out here to make sure that I'm going to keep my word. No, that's not what they're doing, because I've seen them do it more than once, and the dentist hasn't even gone anywhere near their mouth. There's no pain whatsoever. There's nothing. So what they're doing is that they're establishing their control over you. It's very humiliating, I think, for a dentist, or for any expert for that matter. Me as a hypnotist, I would never do this. I'd never give control to my patient or my client. I'd never do that because I'm the expert. So stop doing that. There are other ways to do it. There's other ways to know whether someone's in pain or not. Never give them control over your expertise. The other thing, or other mistakes, is Sometimes a patient will come in and they'll say, I have pain in this teeth or in this region, and you as the dentist need to tap on their teeth to find out, exactly where the pain is. Now, the worst thing you can say is, I'm going to tap on your teeth to find out where it hurts. That's the worst thing you can do. In fact, if you do nothing and just start tapping, that's far better than saying this before you tap. And the reason for that is, again, you're getting the patient to expect pain, and by so doing, you're getting them to, make pain up, and therefore feel more pain than actually they would have had you not said this. What I decided to do after shadowing all these dentists and doing that dental anxiety questionnaire that I told you about before is I decided to do a little course called Advanced Management of Dental Anxiety. Now, I'm not planning to do a course like this anytime soon, but I just want you to know what it is that you can actually achieve. The first thing is that you can control patient anxiety within a minute. It's not just that I'm an expert and that I've been doing this now for nearly 10 years that enables me to get rid of anxiety within a minute. You can be taught within a course, within a day, how to get rid of your patient's anxiety within 1 minute, more like 30-40 seconds. Now, you can also halve the time spent with anxious patients. That's very, very doable because you get rid of their anxiety. The other thing is that you'll never be forced to refer an anxious patient on again to sedation. You can also learn to induce numbness and eliminate pain. Now, this is a big one, right? You might still want to use local anaesthetic, but I've seen people give local anaesthetic and the patient will still complain that they feel pain. Basically what's happening is that their mind is imagining the pain. Now, if you can induce numbness so that you can actually eliminate the subjective pain as well as eliminate the actual pain, then as you get better and better at doing that, you might actually decide not to give any local anaesthetic, or you might decide to give local anaesthetic just in case. It's up to you. But what this will do is it will lessen gag reflex. It will mean that you won't have to stop midway during your treatment as well. And the other thing that you can learn to do is to build instant rapport with your patients so that they do feel that you care and so that they trust you. Now, there's some good news and there's some bad news. I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is that I'm not planning to do another course like this again. I'm just not. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and currently my schedule as a hypnotherapist is quite busy, so when I do something like this over the weekend, it really does affect my family life. But the good news is that I'd like to share these valuable resources and these skills and the knowledge that I've acquired over the last 10 years and from shadowing the dentist and from doing workshops before with you. I'd like to send you more videos, etc. So if you just fill in the box below with your name and your email, it means that I can send you information without it being perceived as spam. Just so that you know how valuable the information I'm going to be sending you is, this is actually a testimonial that I received from one of the dentists that came to my course. Now, I hadn't asked anyone for testimonials, so I thank him. His first name's Kazim, I've taken out his surname there. And you'll notice that he sent it at 4:10 AM. So this guy really must have thought something of the course. Now, he says, "Hi Adam, how are you? I just wanted to thank you for the excellent course yesterday. I've been practicing it all the time ever since, and it really works." Now, this next bit here, the next part of the email, is such a big compliment for any trainer. And I wasn't looking for any compliments, but I do appreciate the fact that he sent this email. He said, "Even though I had slept about 3 hours before the course and was not in the mood for learning, I took it all in and really enjoyed it. And now seeing the results, would definitely be interested in the more advanced course in the future. Can't wait to get back to work now. Speak to you soon. Regards, Kazim." Again, thank you very much, Kazim. But this just shows that the information that was taught in this course was so valuable that someone who hadn't slept and was not in the mood actually woke up. Now, if you've been to university, you'll know that when someone talks to you, the likelihood is you'll fall asleep. Thanks again, Kazim. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.